Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We'll give just a moment to clear the waiting room. Good morning. This is the voting hearing of the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional public testimony accepted today. We'll begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Item number one has been rescheduled to the November 16th violation hearing and was not heard this past week. Item number two, Dunboy Inc. doing business as MJ O'Connor's Irish Pub located at 27 Columbus Ave. Date of the incident, May 25th, 2025. Assault and battery, employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
At the hearing, we requested some additional information from the parties, and the attorney was able to submit some of it, but has requested some more time to get the affidavits from the employees. So I would like to defer this until we receive all of the information. We can look at it together.
Okay.
That's fine.
Deferred. Item number three, Congress Fine Dining LLC doing business as Lucky's located at 355 to 359 Congress Street. Date of the incident, July 26th, 2025. Assault and battery, patron on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I don't think this was a foreseeable incident. The staff did try to intervene, so for those reasons, I don't see a violation.
I saw it the same way.
I agree.
Item number four, Broad Street Entertainment LLC doing business as Tiki Rock Oysa located at 1 India Street. Date of the incident, July 26th, 2025, is patron vandalism in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I did not see a violation.
I agree.
I agree.
Item five, Zaz Restaurant and Catering Corporation located at 1238 River Street in Hyde Park. Date of the incident, July 20th, 2025. Open after hours in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and overcapacity in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.03J and 1.06A and F.
I don't think this was an intentional violation. However, as far as the open after hours, I vote for a violation for that. As far as the overcapacity, I think that was a genuine confusion as to what was allowed and not allowed because of what was permitted during COVID. So I would vote for a violation on the after hours and docket the overcapacity so that we can work with the licensee to get the alteration on the face of his license.
That sounds good.
I agree.
So violation on the open after hours, as to the disposition of the violation.
They have no history as far as that in front of us, so I would vote for a warning.
There was a warning given in October of 2024.
Okay, so a second warning.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
With a second warning for the overcapacity will be docketed, and we will work with them to file an official alteration of premise. Item number six, Big Night Venues Boston 4 LLC doing business as Scorpion Bar and Restaurant The Grand located at 25 Northern Ave. Date of the incident, January 18th, 2025. Serving under 21 alcoholic beverage in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 3434A, 41, 6464A, and Board's Rule 1.08F. And intoxicated party on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
For serving under 21, they were not able to tell us what they reasonably relied on. So for that reason, I find a violation and a warning.
I think I fell on the other side. I thought that they had a siblings valid license. I did have questions about the quality of the evidence, but
There was two, I think.
what's that?
Not to interrupt you, there was two under 21. One was a sibling, and one they weren't able to tell us what they relied on.
Oh yeah. And they had no idea what that person had shown, right?
Yeah.
And did we have evidence of service to that person too?
I don't think we have evidence of service.
So that's
Oh, to the person under 21, to the person who they recently relied on.
yeah, I think we got to, and I could be wrong, but I think it was clear that the person with the Massachusetts ID had been served. Did we have, was the second person under 21 with the unknown ID served along with them?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was clear.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe we just didn't drill down far enough, but I think we were all focused on maybe the person who was incapacitated.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And I can't say I recall that we got to the point of making sure we dialed in whether the second individual had been served.
I think you're right.
So for those reasons,
Right. So for those reasons, no violation there. And I didn't see a violation for intoxicated party on the premise.
yeah, if we believe the testimony that he
Yeah.
got into that state suddenly after not being in that state prior to, so I
Is there
had no
some
violation.
correspondence we can send?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, the licensee has a great operation in place. These are opportunities for us to work with them on to tighten up some of these operations.
Mhm.
And this discussion is very helpful, I think, for us too.
So it sounds like no violation on both counts. Correspondence about what, just reminding about the types of IDs they can rely on, or what would you like to see, Commissioner Saxon?
Yes, definitely the types of IDs and just making sure that they ask all the questions even beyond, did they have a scanner or no? So just
Yeah.
making sure that they ask questions that will reveal whether the ID actually belongs to the patron that's trying to get in.
Yeah, I think I asked regarding the second underage patient about like logging of the scan of that ID.
Yeah.
And so, they need to, I think what I was getting is they need to bring better evidence of that occurrence. So video of the ID being checked with regard to that other person and a log of that scanning in. And, I think that they should consider scanning and logging every ID of someone who appears to be under, say, 25 or under 30 or, I think that's what I would expect to be happening here.
Great, anything further?
No.
No violation. Correspondence just covering the responsibilities of what types of IDs they can check and the duty to scan and log these IDs that they're checking. Item 7, Paga Inc. doing business as Icon, located at 100B Warrenton Street. Date of the incident, August 7th, 2025. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A.
The testimony from Sergeant Gallagher was that the license was of an older sibling and there was a resemblance which can be relied on. I don't see a violation.
Sorry, the same way.
I agree.
Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Item number 1, Reroute LLC, doing business as Cocoa Beat, located at 27 Northern Ave, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager Gular Mirzayeva, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, Guanlan Seaport LLC, doing business as Lanner Noodles and Bar, located at 50 to 90 Pier 4 Boulevard, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager Yue Marissa Chen, hours of operation 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 3, DE Foods LLC, doing business as Kentucky Fried Chicken, located at 695 Columbia Road in Dorchester, has petitioned to change the operating hours from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 10 a.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 4, DE Foods LLC, doing business as Kentucky Fried Chicken at 465 Washington Street in Dorchester, has petitioned to change the closing hour from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item 5, DE Foods LLC, doing business as Kentucky Fried Chicken at 625 American Legion Highway in Roslindale, has petitioned to change the operating hours from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 10 a.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 6, Painted Borough South End LLC, doing business as Borough Bar, located at 1357 Washington Street in Roxbury, has petitioned to change the DBA to Posto.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 7, the Boston Leco Corp., doing business as Legacy Boston and Candy Bar, located at 71 to 79 Warrenton Street, has petitioned to change the DBA to Legacy Boston and Crown.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 8, 253 Food and Spirit LLC, doing business as Nashville Grill and Stage, located at 255 to 257 Tremont Street, has petitioned to change the DBA to Nashville's Ghostlight Tavern and to change the manager to Michael DeSaro.
I vote to approve the name change and the manager of record.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 9, Polish American Political Club of Hyde Park, doing business as the Polish Club at 1391 River Street in Hyde Park, has petitioned to change the manager to William Thomas.
I vote to approve the manager of record.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 10 and 11, Adair Inc., doing business as Ned Devines, located at 2201 Faneuil Hall Marketplace, and item 11, 150 Canal Street Inc., located at 150 Canal Street, have petitioned to change the manager of both licenses to Austin S. O'Connor.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 12, Dunboy Inc., doing business as MJ O'Connor's Irish Pub, located at 27 Columbus Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Brendan O'Connor.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 13 and 14, Seaport Hospitality Inc., located at 425 Summer Street, and Broken Records Beer Hall LLC, doing business as Broken Records Beer Hall, located at 81 to 85 Guest Street, have petitioned to change the the manager of both licenses to Michael Carlisle.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 15, Jazz Urbane Cafe LLC, doing business as Jazz Urbane Cafe at 2296 to 2306 Washington Street in Roxbury, has petitioned to change the manager to Charles Hunter.
I vote to approve the change in manager.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 16, Shake Shack Newbury Street, Boston LLC, doing business as Shake Shack, located at 234 to 236 Newbury Street, has petitioned to change the manager to Albert Garcia.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 17, AV 565 Boylston LLC, doing business as Al Antico Vinayo, located at 565 Boylston Street, has petitioned to change the manager to Paul Rujas.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 18, Marriott Hotel Services LLC, doing business as Boston Marriott Hotel Copley, located at 110 Huntington Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Harry David Sharkey.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 19, Boston Beverages Services Inc., doing business as Battery Wharf Hotel Boston Waterfront, located at 3 Battery Wharf, has petitioned to change the manager to Daniel Pickett.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 20, Sage Client 415 LLC, doing business as Hotel Commonwealth at 500 Commonwealth Ave, has petitioned to change the manager to Shane Patrick McWeeny.
I vote to approve the manager of record change.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 21 through 24 all concern the same corporate changes. This is Tavern in the Square, Causeway Street, LLC, doing business as Tavern in the Square at 120 Beverly Street. Tavern in the Square South Station, LLC, doing business as Tavern in the Square at 1 South Station. James Associates, Inc., doing business as The Broadway at 734 East Broadway in South Boston. And JABC Corp., doing business as The Playwright Bar at 658 to 660 East Broadway in South Boston, have all petitioned for the same change of officers, directors, LLC managers, and for the same change of ownership interest. And additionally, James Associates has petitioned to change the corporate structure to James Associates LLC, and JABC Corp has petitioned to change their corporate structure to JABC LLC.
I vote to approve the requested changes.
I agree.
I agree.
All are approved. Item 25, Field Station Liquors, Inc., doing business as Supreme Liquors Field Station, located at 500 to 520 Geneva Ave in Dorchester, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and a change of stock interest.
I vote to approve the requested changes.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 26, Dorchester Supreme Liquor Stores, Inc., doing business as Supreme Liquors at 540 Gallivan Boulevard in Dorchester, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and a change of stock interest.
I vote to approve the requested changes.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 27 and 28 are also the same corporate change. Wagamama Boston 1 LLC, doing business as Wagamama at 200 to 299 Faneuil Hall Marketplace and at 800 Boylston Street, have petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers, and a change of ownership interest. And the Faneuil Hall Marketplace is also petitioning to change the manager to Amir Dungal.
I vote to approve the requested changes.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 29, Verpa Corp., doing business as Square Bites, located at 38 Maverick Square in East Boston, has petitioned to change the category of the license to a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. Has petitioned for a change of stock interest, change of officers, directors, and to change the manager to Sanjay Kumar Patel.
I vote to approve the change in the license, the requested license. I just would like to put on the record that we would like to have a floor plan in our file, but they should also keep it on site for inspection. The testimony was that there was really no change in the amount of alcohol that they were going to be selling or amount of groceries they were going to be selling. It was just going to be changing their offerings. And I also vote to approve the manager of record change.
Yes, and also no change in that floor plan without approval of the board.
Yes, thank you.
So granted, with the conditions that a floor plan must be available at all times and that there shall be no change in the floor plan or increase in the amount of floor space dedicated to alcohol without board approval.
Yes.
Thank you. And item number 30, Pia Rosa Group, Inc., doing business as Libertine, located at 123 to 125 Salem Street, has petitioned to transfer the license to Libertine New England LLC, doing business as Libertine at the same location. Arlene Saya, manager, 1 a.m. closing hour.
I vote to approve the transfer.
I agree.
I agree.
Thank you. Moving on to non-hearing transactions. The following are applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Item 1, Bennett Store of Boston, Summer Street, LLC, doing business as Bennett Sandwich Shop at 91 Summer Street. Manager Matt Marquis, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 2, Donamus Enterprise LLC, doing business as New Market Pizza, located at 850 Massachusetts Ave in Roxbury. Manager Julio Andujar, hours of operation 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. with a 3 a.m. closing time for delivery only. These are the same hours as the prior licensee.
Excuse me, I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 3, Aquis Pica Pollo Lawrence LLC, doing business as Aquis Pica Pollo, located at 604 Blue Hill Ave in Dorchester. Manager Carlos Rijo Archangel, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 4, Garcia Martinez LLC, doing business as La Marina Restaurant, 128A Harvard Street in Dorchester. Manager Berenice Martinez Guerrero, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item 5, the Veronica Robles Cultural Center Corp., doing business as La Cocina V-Rock, located at 389 Maverick Street in East Boston. Manager John Cardozo, hours of operation 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular licenses. Item 1, Fu Alston Inc., doing business as Ukiya, located at 77 Harvard Ave in Alston, has petitioned to change the DBA to B2J Tasty Pot.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 2, Markiro Marketplace Inc., doing business as Lambert Marketplace at 140 Tremont Street, has petitioned to change the DBA to Epic Marketplace, and has petitioned to change their closing hour from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 3, Scalzi Corporation, doing business as Koro Ramen and Sushi, located at 329 Sumner Street in East Boston, has petitioned to change their capacity from 40 down to 20, with reduction in space.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 4, Monumental Market Group LLC, doing business as Monumental Market, located at 36 South Street in Jamaica Plain, has petitioned to remove Javier Amador Pena as an officer.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 5, Pressed Cafe Seaport LLC, doing business as Pressed Cafe, located at 43 to 61 Pier 4 Boulevard, has petitioned to change the capacity from 49 to 72 based on new certificates from ISD, and has petitioned to add a patio, a private seasonal patio, from May to October with seating for 44 from 5 a.m. to 9:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 6, Stop and Shop Supermarket Co. LLC, doing business as Starbucks at Stop and Shop, number 2489 at 305 Guest Street, has petitioned to change an officer to Roger Wheeler as new president.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item number 7, Pollo Campero of Mass LLC, doing business as Pollo Campero, located at 188 Border Street in East Boston, has petitioned to change the manager to Vishal Patel and to change the officers to Diego Fernandez Zamora, replacing the existing officers.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied for one-day amendments to their existing licenses. Item number 1, 1928 Beacon Hill LLC, doing business as 1928 Beacon Hill at 97 Mount Vernon Street, has applied to extend their closing time for one night to 1 a.m. on October 31st for the Beacon Hill Halloween celebration.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, The Catered Affair Inc., doing business as The Catered Affair at 700 Boylston Street in the Boston Public Library, has applied to extend their closing hour on November 15th for a wedding from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item number 3, Boston BMA LLA, doing business as Marcelino's Boutique Bar, located at 2 Northern Ave, has applied for a series of one-day amendments to extend the use of their outdoor patio by 1 week through November 8th to accommodate private event bookings.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Board has before them a list of applications for special one-day alcoholic beverage licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff for approval by the board. And a number of items on old and new business this week. Item number 1, the board had held an informational hearing on October 21st to receive public feedback from licensees regarding Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 12D, which would permit the board to allow licensees who have wine and malt beverage licenses to trade in said license and be issued a non-transferable all alcoholic beverages license.
I'd like to keep the record open for a few more weeks to allow for more comments, with the goal of a vote on this towards the end of November.
That sounds good.
Sounds
did-
reasonable.
I had a thought that I don't think was raised, and I want to kind of put on the record now. We could, how are we going to approach beer and wine license that kind of operate as like quick serve that don't have table service? Do we feel differently about all alcohol in that kind of environment, or should we address that? You know what I mean? Say I don't want to single anybody out, but like Shake Shack just came up. They have a beer and wine, and I think they serve the beer and wine up at the counter, and they don't really have staff kind of coming through, serving tables, watching, that kind of thing. Is that with the increase to all alcohol? Is that something we should be concerned about or want to address?
I think it's a really good question that we should continue to talk about. Danny, are we going to have another opportunity as a board to talk about some of these things?
Absolutely. So if you were keeping the record open for now to receive more public comment, that could inform a board discussion at a later date prior to actually promulgating these regs and then adopting them after there's a draft. So there's no draft yet. That will be done after, the board discusses, after seeing the public comment.
Yeah, I think Commissioner Curran raises a good question. I haven't been able to think about that yet, but I think we'll have an opportunity to talk about that before we come out with our own regs.
Great. So it sounds like no action taken today. The board will hold the record open. Is there an end date you would like to see the record open, or just indefinitely for now until the board discusses?
I was hoping to have this wrapped up for our purposes by the end of November. What's our last voting meeting then? November?
Our final vote in November is November 20th.
I think that right now, I think that's reasonable. If we get an influx of comments and we feel like we need more time, we can move it to December, but I think that's reasonable.
So hold the record open for comments through November 20th.
Yes.
Great. Item number 2, the board had deferred disposition of a violation, Big House LLC, doing business as Basement, located at 100 Stewart Street. Date of this incident was December 20th, 2024. This was a sexual assault on premise employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 22.
I see no violation.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, the board had held a cancellation hearing on September 30th, 2025, and had deferred disposition until today. The licensee is Huntington Market, Inc., doing business as Huntington Liquors, located at 303 Huntington Ave. Cancellation hearing due to the licensee's lack of legal right to occupy the licensed premise, filing of the annual renewal application for the licensee entity, and the non-use of the license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Sections 16A, 23, 64, 77, and Board's Rules 1.07A and I, and 115A, 3, and 4.
I think we've given the licensee adequate time to come forward with the information we requested, whether that be a valid purchase and sale, or a plan for the space as far as it relates to his ability to occupy there. I vote to revoke the license effective at the end of this year, which means he cannot renew. And Danny and I talked about this earlier. If there is another application to go in there, I would be willing to hear that application. We wouldn't be able to vote on it and send it to the ABCC until after this revocation takes effect at the end of the year. But we've heard nothing from the licensee or anyone on their team in the last couple of weeks. So that's where I stand right now.
That sounds good to me.
Reasonable.
So licensee will not be able to renew at this location, and the license will be revoked December 31st, should there not be an application to transfer or move it prior to then.
Yes, but I am open to hearing an application for another licensee to go into that space in the meantime.
Item number 4, for acknowledgement, the board is in receipt of correspondence from RRG LLC, doing business as Banyan Bar and Refuge at 553 Tremont Street, notifying the board of a temporary closure since June 30th due to a fire. The licensee expects to reopen in the first quarter of 2026.
Acknowledged.
Item number 5, also for acknowledgement, the board is in receipt of correspondence from Strago Waterfront LLC at 1 Marina Park Drive, notifying the board of the closure of the licensed premise and the intent to transfer the license.
Acknowledged.
Item number 6, also for acknowledgement, the board is in receipt of correspondence from High Street TRS LLC, doing business as High Street Place at 100 High Street, notifying the board that it has entered into a new management agreement with an already approved management operator, Big Heart Little Space LLC, already approved by this board and the ABCC, to open an additional space within the licensed premise to be known as Tiger Baby.
Acknowledged. Yep.
And item number 7, for a vote, the board had deferred deliberation on the following applications for new alcoholic beverages licenses, which were complete and submitted prior to the May 23rd application deadline. These applicants all qualify for restricted licenses. Item in 02118, these are zip code restricted licenses where there are currently for this year 2 all alcoholic beverage licenses available. The 2 applications before the board are for Shunny Day LLC, doing business as Mondo at 563 Columbus Ave, and El Barrio MX LLC, doing business as El Barrio Mexican Grill at 809 to 811 Harrison Ave.
I vote to approve both of these applications for 7-day all alcohol beverage license.
I agree.
I agree.
Great. Two zip code restricted licenses pursuant to Chapter 202 of the Acts of 2024 will be granted. In 02119, there are four all alcoholic beverage licenses available pursuant to Chapter 202 of the Acts of 2024. The one application before the board is JJ&R LLC, doing business as the Mix Vault at 720A to 720 Shawmut Ave in Roxbury.
I vote to approve one of those 7-day all alcohol beverage licenses to go to the Mix Vault.
I agree.
I agree.
Shall be granted. And in 02128, which is East Boston, this is a neighborhood where there is one 2014 East Boston neighborhood restricted license available, which did come back to the board this year. There are 7 applicants before the board who did meet the May 23rd deadline. Those applicants are as follows: Altamira Banquets LLC, doing business as Mi Pueblito Orient Heights at 964 Saratoga Street. Jigu LLC, doing business as Cafe Jigu at 102 Meridian Street. La Abundancia Bakery Corporation, doing business as La Abundancia Restaurant at 59 Meridian Street. Los Arrieros Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Los Arrieros Restaurant at 13 Meridian Street. Italian Express LLC, doing business as Italian Express, located at 336 Sumner Street. GR Restaurant and Catering, Inc., doing business as Bono Restaurant and Catering at 269 to 271 Meridian Street. And 355 Bennington Holdings LLC at 355 Bennington Street.
So we're in a unique position here where we actually have more applications for the number of licenses available at this point in time. Taking a look at all of these applications, they're all great. I do feel confident as chair of the board that we will be able to help all of these applicants, whether it's between the zip code restricted licenses in the next round or the license upgrade process that we plan on approving in some form in the next month. This just goes to show that East Boston is really bursting and vibrant, and the community is growing. Taking a look at all the applications before us, my vote is to approve Bono Restaurant and Catering. They currently have a restricted beer and wine license, if I'm not mistaken, Danny. So that license will come back to the board and we'll be able to reissue that license to another potential applicant. They are an integral part of the East Boston community. They serve every community organization and cultural event. They serve both residents and visitors. They started off as a bakery and they've expanded their offerings with this restricted beer and wine license they received from us in November 2023. They have a very diverse menu, and I think the 7-day all alcohol beverage license will be put to very good use at this location.
I agree across the board, and I'd want to emphasize the point of having the license turned back and we can reissue. And, definitely agree that the expectation is that during the next release, we'll be able to help these applicants. So I agree.
No objection. I agree.
And just for further comment, Annie, before we close out this one, I do expect to have the next closing date for these licenses. I shouldn't say closing date, but the next deadline for us to vote on these licenses. I hope to announce that in the next week or so. I'm looking at the first part of 2026. I'm hoping after we get through renewals that we'll have time to schedule these very important hearings by the end of January. So I'm hopeful that these applications that we weren't able to assign licenses to this time will have licenses at the beginning of 2026.
Thank you. And just to further clarify, the remainder of these applications that were not deliberated on today, these will be kept on file in an active status until the next deliberation. Okay.
Yes, they do not need to reapply. They do not need to have a new community process. We will keep them in active status.
Great. The remainder of these applications will remain in an active status for the next deliberation by the board. Those are all of the items before the board today that will adjourn this hearing. Thank you all, and have a great rest of your day and weekend.
You too. Thank you.
You too.